Hi, my name is Peter Vogel, and this video will introduce my basic philosophies on chicken picking and country guitar playing. It may prove helpful to go ahead and print out this lesson while you're watching the video, have it in front of you. We're also going to use the Country and Bluegrass Let's Jam CD. So let's go ahead and get started. For country or chicken picking playing, I prefer a clean Telecaster sort of sound. This is what this guitar is. It's a Telecaster, and I like to have it clean. That means no distortion. I also use a couple effects very lightly. One is a compressor pedal. I like to use a compressor. And I also like to use a little bit of digital delay on what we call a quick slap, or if you have a readout, it'll be somewhere around 100 milliseconds, a little more, a little less. The only thing I want you to think about when you're using effects is use them very subtly. They're typically overused by most players in this type of music. You hear way too much digital delay or compression. Okay, here comes the hard part. To play chicken picking and get the snapping, popping sort of sound that I like to use a thumb pick. This took me a great long time to get used to, about 6 months of playing with a thumb pick to get used to it. But what it enables you to do is use your other fingers, and also gives you this very important index finger for snapping and popping sort of sound. The index finger seems to be the perfect size and weight for this sort of sound. And I also can use my other fingers and that just allows me to achieve that country chicken picking sort of feel. Country players or chicken pickers don't tend to use one set of scales such as the pentatonic or blues scales like rock and roll players might do. They tend to play over the chords, much like a jazz player or bluegrass player would do. It's no coincidence that many country players are also jazz players and some jazz players are also country players. So you need to learn to play over a few very basic chord shapes. About 5. C, D, E, G, and A. Country players also use a lot of first position lines or lines based on open position chords, much like a bluegrass player would do. Not just the notes in the chord, but notes around the chord. So let's go ahead and look at a few. Let's take a look at one based on a D7 chord. Or here's a riff based around a G chord. Here's a riff based around a C chord. Country players or chicken pickers also use a lot of creative bending techniques. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few. Okay, here's one for a G chord. I'm going to bend the 3rd string up, play the 2nd string, and come down. Notice I'm executing the bend with my 2nd finger and my pinky is holding onto the 2nd string. I'm not using my 3rd finger, that's not as strong. Here's another variation on that one. Okay, let's go up the neck now. We'll go to the 7th and 6th fret, and I'm going to bend the 2nd string. Again, I'm executing the bend with the second finger because it's a strong finger. First finger's right behind it, helping out. Okay, now let's learn one more for a G chord. I'm going to go up to the 10th fret here on the 2nd string. This time I am going to use my 3rd finger. 2nd finger's right behind it on the same string to help out. Then play the 1st string with my pinky. I'm holding that bend up there while I play the pinky, back to the 1st finger, and then I'm coming down with the bend. Let's see how some of these riffs or licks sound using the Country and Bluegrass Let's Jam CD, track number 6. Well, that's it for our lesson today on some country chicken picking basics. Hope you learned some stuff and had some fun. My name is Peter Vogel, and I'll see you again real soon.